Hello, people. Today we're going to discuss the parable of the 10 virgins and about whether or not they were brides or bridesmaids. If you decide that they're bridesmaids, then this comes with a few problems. First of all, why the overemphasization on them being virgins? Because nobody would care whether the bridesmaids were virgins. Because that could just simply mean that they were married, divorced, or widowed. No big deal. Also, where else in the Bible would it call or describe God's people or the churches as bridesmaids? There's no other place where that happens. When in fact, when you compare Scripture to Scripture, it would deem to support that they were brides, because every place else in Scripture, the church, the people, are described as brides or as wives. We are described as the brides of Christ. Never once does it say, you are the bridesmaid of Christ. The church is the bridesmaid of Christ. That's never in there. Also, you have to deal with the fact that this represents the second coming of Christ. Where he comes down to earth and takes his people away. Right, and you say, well, what's the problem with that? Without the bridesmaids. The problem simply is the bridesmaids go to the wedding. What do bridesmaids do after the wedding? They go home. So by saying that they're bridesmaids, you're saying that the church, the people, are going to be servants, the bride's servants at the wedding, and we are not going to stay with Jesus. That as soon as it's over, we're coming back to where we were. Well, because if that's the case, then who's the bride? Then who's he marrying? Because if you say that's the bridesmaids, it's not us that he's marrying, so we can't be the bride. The church can't be the bride. In fact, I would say that there's only one reason why you would think about or even interpret that to be about bridesmaids instead of brides. It's because you cannot fathom the idea that it's brides. Because then, if it's brides, that means Christ in the parable was engaged to 10 women at once, and of which at once he married 5 of them, because the other ones were not where they were supposed to be when he came. Okay, that is the only reason why you would even describe them as bridesmaids, is to say basically that is because if you say they were brides, then it would seem to insinuate that he was a polygynist,